Hi everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Swan TV, brought to you by Indigo Swan. I am delighted today to be joined by the wonderful Helen Gooch, who is Head of Conference Meetings and Events at Delia's Canary Catering and Norwich City Football Club. I nearly got that all out without stumbling.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
It's all right. Very important, obviously. Very important, obviously. But yeah, thank you ever so much for coming to join us, Helen.
Oh, you're welcome.
Firstly, do you want to maybe just start off a little bit, maybe explain who you are, what you do, what your role is at the company?
Yeah, of course. So as you said, I'm Head of Conferences, Meetings and Events, and that's the Delia's Canary Catering branch of the football club. So we, in my department, look after anything non-match day, so selling the event spaces, of which we have plenty around the stadium. So there's 17 main event spaces, there's a further 41 boxes, so we've got lots of space around the stadium to sell on a non-match day for things like conferences, awards dinners, interviews, you know, anything from small to large we can cater for, and then all under the umbrella of Delia's Canary Catering, with Delia Smith obviously being at the helm of that, and all of the food that we produce is in-house and to her recipes, so it's fantastic.
Amazing. Well, as a regular visitor, stroke customer, it's all very, very good. I can speak very highly of it. How have the last 6 months been? We've obviously, we've gone into lockdown. You know, we've then had the Eat Out to Help Out scheme. You know, we've then got things open, closed again. How has it been for you guys and the football club as a whole, really, over the last 6 months?
Yeah, it's been a testing time for all. You know, as everybody's in the same boat. From an events perspective, you know, it's hard, you know, it's keeping up with everything because things change, you know, even daily for us. You know, we'll get to a point where we think we might be able to open for larger numbers, and then of course due to government guidelines and restrictions, which is all understandable, but you know, it then puts things on hold again for a while. So it's been you know, a really good time for us to I would say reflect, be able to do things and tick things off the list that we were wanting to do. So we've managed to complete our lovely brochure, which was in the making before lockdown, our video, which was made before lockdown but showcases the stadium beautifully, and that's now gone out. So we had time to do things like that, but you know, we're all itching to get back to being able to hold, you know, events again. We can hold business events up to 30 currently, and we're really fortunate, as I said, because we've got so much space within the stadium, and within the stadium there's 4 stands, each with its own entrance and exit. So somebody could, you know, hire the whole stand, even if it's for a meeting for 25, but know that they're the only people within that stand, and it's just a really nice, safe environment here. And we spent a lot of time, you know, putting the safety policy together, doing the risk assessments, and yeah, we just can't wait until we can bring more people in again. But for the meantime, you know, people are using us for those meetings that need to happen at the moment, you know, be it training or workshops, and we're a really safe environment for that, which is great.
Obviously through the Football League, you guys were chosen as one of the grounds to have a taster of having some fans in, around about 1,000 or so, which was excellent. And obviously as quickly as that started, it stopped. But how was that experience for you guys? How did you find that?
That's not something that I'm personally involved in, but from a stadium perspective, it all went very well. As I say, we'd had procedures and practices in place, you know, for a long time. We were waiting for that day when we could, you know, do that, and we had everything in place to do that, and it all went, you know, successfully. It's just such a shame that for now that's on hold again.
And obviously, with lockdown, technology has played an even bigger part than maybe it did pre-lockdown. How do you guys use technology within the football club, and how has that maybe adapted over the course of the last 6 months?
We were quite fortunate from an employee standpoint. We had Teams installed before lockdown, and that was, you know, key to us communicating while we were all working from home, and fantastic for us to be able to have meetings, one-to-ones, catch-ups on there, and be able to do that as a face-to-face and in a secure, you know, a secure environment as well. So that's really been fantastic. But also from a stadium and an event perspective, again, fortunately in 2019 we had a big investment in the AV at the stadium. So most of the main rooms have been fitted with PA systems, microphones, HD screens, and also video conferencing, which was actually moved a few months ago from our boardroom to our gun club, which is one of our largest spaces, which allows us to be able to hold hybrid events, which is obviously the new buzzword for those that, you know, that can't perhaps have all of their delegates in one room, be it because of the limited numbers or, you know, travel restrictions, but they can hold. It's almost turned it into a studio in there that they can, you know, present from there, even just one person to a live stream, or perhaps have 10 to 20 people in the room, and the camera revolves and can catch people, you know, when they're talking, and using an interactive system like Teams or Zoom alongside that, you know, they can stream to thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. So that's fantastic for us, and we're really thankful again that we've got those capabilities, because it just adds to the kind of an extra string to our bow to what we've got already.
It's amazing, isn't it? I suppose it's finding the positives in the current situation.
Yeah, indeed, and we've got so many of those, and that is the fantastic thing here, that there's so much to still be positive about. We've got a great setup here and a great team, and yeah, it's just getting that message out there, and for people to know, like you said, what a safe environment it is to be once you're here as well.
You talked a bit about teams and how you're keeping, I suppose, you know, engaged with the fan base and things like that. As a employee of Delia's and Norwich City, how have you found it? What sort of things have you been doing and the club been doing in order to keep the staff engaged and keep them aware of what's going on?
I think that it's been, from a personal perspective and from my team's perspective, a really sort of a really great, you know, we feel so well looked after. The communication's been fantastic with regards to, you know, from day one really, as to what we're doing, when we're doing it, how we're doing it, but keeping in touch along the way. As I say, Teams has played a big part in that. But also just the way the club, I mean, they always have done, but the way the club has looked after us all, and we all feel really, really grateful for that.
That's great. That's great. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Is there anything that you haven't been able to do? I mean, there's the obvious of fans for football and things like that. But is there anything else outside of that that you guys haven't been able to do during the last 6 months?
I mean, there's quite a lot really, all in told, because we had so many plans, you know, there's always something going on and something in the pipeline here, you know, be it from the club's perspective and from the event side. So there's been a lot that we've had to park and put on hold, but as I say, it has given us time to put thought and, you know, structure and planning into things that will be able to take place, you know, eventually, but not for now. I mean, you probably know we hold a lot of special events, ticketed style events, evenings with, you know, and things like that have been postponed, you know, to next year, and it's hard to put dates in at the moment as to when they'll be. Again, a bit of a waiting game, but yeah, so a lot, you know, that had gone into things that were imminent that have had to move on, but yeah, it's just adapting, isn't it, and sort of getting used to that and knowing that we will be able to do it eventually.
What's the best thing for you working within the club?
I would just say, personally, I've not worked in such a supportive and friendly atmosphere on a wider scale. Obviously, I mean, I've worked in hotels, so I've always had lovely teams within events, and I'm not putting anyone down, but it's always felt perhaps a little bit like the events team are kind of there on their own as such, with regards to how we work. And in hotels, because there aren't open plan offices, so you are kind of isolated within your team. Whereas here we all work together in an open plan office. It's obviously been adapted now with regards to COVID measures, so there's less people and more space, but still it's the support around you, and knowing that you can go to somebody really quickly and get an answer or get a yes, or, you know, an on board for an idea, and yeah, being able to and again, with the environment we're in, adapt and change and kind of, you know, get the answers and the go ahead for that, you know, almost immediately, whereas sometimes in previous roles it's been a big chain to go up to do that. And I guess with that, it feels that you can make your mark and have the support, you know, for that as well.
Amazing. What would you say are the, you know, top two couple of things that maybe you guys have achieved over the last 6 months that you're most proud of?
Yeah, I would say the video and the brochure, as I mentioned. So I started at the club in September, so I've been here a year, but I was here 3 years before that, so it's been really lovely to come back. But from sort of the outset, we knew that we wanted to sort of change the identity with regards to what was called the conference and banqueting department, so now conference, meetings and events. So the branding's been changed, we've got the brochure, the video, we've started, and it is small steps currently, but you know, just getting out there more with that. Now we've got the lovely new identity and brand and the video to showcase that. It's now getting the message out there that we are here and we are more than just a football club. You know, we've got a fantastic offering on non-match days, and it's just getting that message out there to people as to what we've got. And I guess that's the frustrating thing, because we were making such great progress with that, and now we obviously can invite people and they can host their meetings here, but only at a small scale. And you know, we've got the facilities to do up to 500 people in one room. So yeah, but no, it's been, you know, a work in progress that's been halted slightly, but we'll pick that back up. And at least it's time for us to be able to spread the message of what we can do, you know, when we can open.
Absolutely, and it's great. I mean, it's great that you guys have got exciting things going on anyway, and then there's also exciting times ahead, isn't there?
And indeed.
It's an opportunity for us all to reset a little bit.
Absolutely.
And look to the future, which is awesome. Well, thank you ever so much for that. I appreciate that. We're now going to move on to some word association, Helen.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
It's going to be awesome. So I'm just going to throw something at you, and I just want first thing that pops into your head.
Okay. So just one word, or
one word? A sentence is up. Completely up to you. You take the challenge in whatever way you wish. So my first word is Norfolk.
Friendly.
Lovely. Norwich City Football Club.
Just a fantastic place to be.
Amazing. Lockdown.
It's been challenging. That's the word I'll use. Yeah, it's been challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. The new normal.
Oh, hard. Yeah,
absolutely. Team.
Fantastic. Again, fantastic. I mean, I am so lucky here. I've got the best team, be it my team and the wider team. It's just it's a great place to work.
Last one. Favourite colour.
Pink.
And you're wearing pink today, which is awesome.
One of my items is pink as well.
Oh, there we go. Do you know what? You've just beautifully linked into my next bit. So yeah, as you say, one of the things we love to do on Swan TV is get people to bring free items with them, different colours of the rainbow, ideally. You know, as a shout out to the NHS and all the essential workers that have done a fantastic job during the last 6 months.
Absolutely.
We'll continue to do beyond so as well. So on that note, what's the first item? What colour is it? And
well, I'll start with my pink. It's my largest item. It's very big. You probably won't be able to see me for a moment. But,
no worries. Oh, hello. I'll tell you what, that is a fine looking suitcase.
It is brand new, unused, because my husband brought it for me for Christmas, and we had many holidays planned. It was a big birthday for me in June, so we had many holidays planned, like everyone, been put on hold. But actually, today we were meant to be flying to New York.
Oh,
I know. So
hey, you're here with me. I mean,
absolutely.
What more do you need as a replacement? That's sad. You're right, isn't it? It's really sad. I mean, my wife and I have missed a couple of holidays.
Yeah.
Due to what's going on, I think we'll never take that sort of thing for granted again.
I know it is. It has really taught you to be grateful for the small things, hasn't it? And
absolutely.
You know, like you say, just don't take for granted that you can just fly off and go on holiday. And yeah, I mean, again, we'll get to use it. We'll get to do. I think the biggest thing for me with holidays is the family. We do a holiday a year with you know, my husband's family and our family, where we all get together, and it's those things, isn't it? You know, and the fact with the restrictions now on numbers and thinking about Christmas, you know, it's just hard. It's hard for everybody, isn't it? At least, you know, we are all in the same boat, but it's just
absolutely
been tough.
And one of the things I'm probably most grateful for, really, with that, is the fact that we live in Norfolk.
Yes. Yeah.
And I am extremely grateful.
Beautiful places on our doorstep. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, item number 2.
Yeah, item number 2 is my red chopping board. It looks pink, but it is red.
We got more.
They're not all pink.
That's right. I believe you. I believe it's red.
really, again, another thing, I guess a positive from lockdown is having more time to spend on cooking meals. And also we've been buying more local produce and kind of going to the local bakers, the local butchers, the the local fruit and veg suppliers, and that's going to continue now. I mean, the produce has spoken for itself, but we were always, I guess, again, with the fast-paced life that we had, we'd always go to one supermarket and not really think too much about where things had come from, wrongly so. And now it's so nice to not only support local, but it tastes, amazing as well. And to be able to spend the time cooking from scratch as well, rather than perhaps going for the easy option, was definitely something that I enjoyed.
It's a huge one. It's a huge one. And, you hear from a lot of people, it is very much that, isn't it? It's supporting the local trade. Like you say, the butchers, the bakers, etc. But a lot of people also, cooking has been great for people's well-being as well. That's a lot of conversations I've had.
It's really therapeutic, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. It's something I really enjoy.
Yeah. What's your favourite dish?
Oh, I love cooking a roast dinner on a Sunday.
Oh, amazing.
Glass of wine in hand, and love it. Yeah.
Good stuff. Love it. Love it. And final item.
Yeah, so this is probably the most important one. So I don't know if you can see, but it's my little Age UK Norwich badge. So it came through the post with a lovely certificate. So only a couple of weeks ago. So I joined to be a telephone befriender during lockdown. I mean, I've got two elderly grandmothers actually. I've got Nanny Joy and Nanny Doris, who are 98 and 102, and I speak
hello to Nanny Joy and Nanny Doris.
They're the most adorable ladies, and they obviously I would normally see them every weekend, and there was a point where you couldn't do that, so it was just the telephone with them because they didn't have the FaceTime or any of that. So, and I just knew how much the telephone calls meant to them, and I felt if I could do that with somebody else. So I was partnered with a lovely chap who I speak to and still do every week, and it's been so rewarding for me as well. He, just as an example, we were talking about gardening and how I would really love to grow some vegetables, but we don't have a big garden at home and not too much space. And then the next week I called him and he'd cut out a little article in the paper about this patio potato kit, and he read it out to me. And I got off the phone. I said to my husband, we need to order this. I've got to do it. And then I grew my own potatoes during lockdown. And that was thanks to him. And it's so nice to then talk to him about it. And he gives me little hints and tips. And it's been really rewarding. And to get my little badge and certificate, I mean, that just meant a lot. And
lovely.
It's been a great thing to do. And I'd recommend it to anyone.
That's amazing. Is that something you're continuing to do as well?
Yes, I really look forward to my chats to him. Yeah,
perfect. Well, we'll pop a link when we.
That would be great.
Because I know we do a video to encourage people.
Yeah, they're looking for more befrienders, and it's only an hour a week, and it's really rewarding.
Lovely stuff. Well, Helen, they were great items. I love them. I love them. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. I've loved talking to you. From my own personal experiences during lockdown, I know that Norwich City Carrow Road itself is a very safe and great place to be able to come to, and you guys are taking that absolutely more than enough precautions, more than you need to keep people safe. So, like I
should say one more thing, if I can.
Of course you can.
I must mention that Delia's restaurant continues to be open on a Friday and Saturday evening.
Amazing.
And like you say, with regards to a safe environment, we've had fantastic reviews with temperature check-in, questionnaires on the way in, and the restaurant's all been reconfigured. And we are full most because it's only open Fridays and Saturdays, so you must pre-book and in advance. But it is a fantastic restaurant and a fantastic setup in the way that we're doing everything. And again, I would recommend that if people are looking for a nice safe environment to come and have something to eat, then Delia's is definitely the place to come.
And it's important, everyone gets to Delia's. Everyone gets
Indeed, you should. If you haven't been, you should.
And like I say, just from myself and Indigo Swan, we're extremely grateful to the football club and everything that you guys do. You're an extremely important part of the city. And anything that we and anyone watching this can do to support you, then we should be doing, because we want you to continue to thrive and continue to have great success. So thanks for everything that you're doing at the moment.
Thank you,
Helen. No worries at all. Thank you.
Thank you.